Kenya manufacturing sector is losing a staggering 2.86 billion shillings on a daily basis as a result of the continued anti-government protests.
Well, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers chairperson Rajan Shah says protests have led to a significant blow to the manufacturing sector, with businesses bearing the brunt of the unrest.
The protests, according to the association, have led to interruptions to the supply networks, consequently disrupting and delaying the transportation of goods, hampering the smooth functioning of businesses.
Well, now the association warns that if the protests persist, the cost of living is likely to increase further, potentially hindering the achievement of the sector's GDP targets of 1 trillion shillings.
KM says it might resort to job cuts as the accumulated losses and disruptions to operations make it difficult for companies to sustain their workforce.
They're now calling out to the opposition.
Businesses in Nairobi, just like in other parts of the country regarded as the epicenter of protesters, remain closed every day as the opposition stage their anti-government demonstrations. And amid the already battered economy, small business owners in Kenya remain the biggest losers in the weekly protests. During a sport check in Nairobi, public service vehicles remained parked for hours in Ngara, a situation the matatu operators say has become the new normal every day they are protesting the city.
Watu wanaogopa kukuja kazi juu hajui kenye kitafanyika huko Nairobi. Sasa hasara imekuwa kubwa. Kuna watu wanalipa maloni na hizi magari, sasa hadi hajui atalipa aje.
Kwa sababu kama gari liko inaenda skodi 3 ama 4, kwa saa hii huwezi kuenda hizo skodi 4. Na mafuta ambapo imepanda bei, mafuta bado ni bei kali.
Maisha inaendelea kuwa ngumu, so haina haja ya maandamano. Maandamano iishe. Waiketi chini waongee, wazungumze, tujue solution ni gani.
Akinyi, a food vendor, says the consequences have been harsh, with no customers on site, forcing her to dispose all of the food left, an uncertainty that is now paralyzing her business.
Leo nimeuza samaki kama 6, hizo zingine zimebaki. Nyama nimepima sani kijiko kama 3, 2 hivi, hizo zingine zote naenda kumwaga. Hata omena pia napikanga. Hizo zote itabidi ni mwage. Ugali pia zimebaki hapa mingi sana. Kuna wale wanakulanga hizo maugali. Itani take time sana kurudisha. Juu sasa hata pesa ya kusimamisha hizo capital imekuwa ngumu sana.
The Kenya manufacturing sector estimates that the country stands to lose close to 2.9 billion shillings from the manufacturing sector if the ongoing protests persist.
We are in a lose-lose situation. There is no winner in this scenario. We must all agree to dialogue and endeavor to find a compromise for us to move forward as a country and not reverse the gains we have achieved so far.
With the high cost of fuel, boda operators say they want the leaders to embrace dialogue, fearing the likelihood of banks knocking on their doors to recover their loans.
Kutoka asubuhi tumeshinda hapa kutoka asubuhi saa 2 mpaka hata saa hii hakuna hata mmoja nimeitiwa, hakuna hata customer nimeona hata mmoja.
Kusema ukweli, ile pesa yenye nimepata tangu asubuhi ni only 300 shillings. Serikali hii at least wajaribu, hii wanaume wawili waongee. Juu wanatupeleka mahali kwingine baya sana.
The protests have not only shaken the country politically, but have also left a lasting scar on the livelihoods of many hard-working Kenyans. It is evident that the economic repercussions are widespread but deeply affect the small-scale entrepreneurs, even as calls for a truce between both the government and the opposition reverberating across the country. Trevor Ngendo for Easy Friday, Nairobi.